Yo,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
yo, yo,
Peace,
Lightwalkers.
peace. Yeah, man.
Lightwalkers. We walking in the light Wednesday night.
Always my brethren.
Walking in the light. Let me just do a little adjustments here, y'all.
Yeah, man, work your
I've
thing.
been messing with this green screen all day, y'all. Y'all have to forgive us for this green screen. Like I said, it's a work in progress. So, we trying to get it right. We try green screen down, and we haven't put it back up yet because we're redoing things. And we just trying to get this light together.
Yeah,
So we'll
absolutely,
be
man.
all in the light. Was that my mic? Yeah, that's my mic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man, it's tight
Now,
quarters
is
here
that
on the
better?
Lightwalker ship,
That's
man.
better. That's much better. That's much better.
Good as we gonna get tonight, my
As
brother.
good as we're going to get tonight.
Yeah, man.
Lightwalkers, Wednesday
Peace.
night.
We back.
Where our people at? Come on, jump on with us.
Yeah, man, you
I'm
already
waiting on
know.
y'all to jump on with us.
Yeah, man, I'm
About
gonna
to
give y'all
get
a moment or
busy.
so.
We're going to deal with that AI again tonight. AI part 2, artificial intelligence.
Running
What we
rampant.
really mean by that.
Oh, yes, man. We're
We're just
having
not talking about
conversations
no
about it.
computers and robots. We're talking about how we being programmed.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, we don't no longer think for thyself, man. You know what I mean? Artificial thoughts,
it's
man.
artificial. Everything is artificial.
Yeah, man. Every time, my brother. Every
my
time.
Lightwalkers at. This brought to you by Ancient Mystics, all natural products. Get ready, y'all. We're gonna be introducing something we got coming up, of an event we got coming up in our garden, in the Mystic Garden.
Oh, true.
Yeah, October 14th. We're doing Green Party Social. That's October 14th at 2467 Buchanan Street in Gary, Indiana, at our Mystic Garden. We're going to have October 14th. Green Party Social.
Sounds so futuristic, brethren.
Yeah, it's a herb fest, man. We know we're going to do herbs. We're going to make sure we got herbs on hand for all kind of things, for blood pressure, for diabetes. We're getting ready. Man. It's the season coming up, so we got to get ready. Fresh elderberries, fresh products, for you. You know what I'm saying? Get it the ancient mystic way.
Yeah, man. Good late season product.
You said what now?
Said some good late season crop coming up too, man. You know what I mean?
Man. I was over at the garden today.
Oh, yeah, you took a stroll.
Somebody robbed us for the peppers.
Oh, man. I seen a bunch of anchos and some bells growing on there.
I see them. I'm
bananas.
Them now. From this day on, I'm over there every day with the guardrail.
Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah, but we're going to have that October 14th. We're going to be doing our thing, man. We're going to do this Green Party Social at the garden. This is going to be an important event, especially if you want to learn about herbal science, product development. You want to meet entrepreneurs who actually do this, not farmers. There are a few farmers there, but we don't like to call them farmers no more. We like to call them herbalists and entrepreneurs, food handlers and food growers.
It all falls in one.
Yep. And foragers. It's for all my foraging people. Coming up September, which
Listen,
day,
man.
16.
So check it out. Due to the way that the pawpaws are ripening right now, we got a lot of late season crop. As we were talking about just a moment ago, like goldenrod and other fruits coming along late. So we're gonna wind up, instead of going on September the 16th, this time it's going to be September the 23rd, which happens to be the fall equinox.
Oh, that's gonna be a blessed trip.
Yeah, man. Saturday.
Y'all can make it out there, make it up to us, to the Mystic Garden, because that's usually what we leave for. That's at 2467 on Buchanan, Gary, Indiana. It's right off the highway. If you're in the Chi, we ain't but 15 minutes away from Chicago. It's like going to the suburbs.
Straight shot, brother.
And we go down in Salt Creek, which is farther in Indiana, and we go about maybe 2 miles down into the creek. And we look for the pawpaw fruit. It's a great adventure. And this is going to be on the equinox, so we're going to do something a little special while we're down there.
Most definitely, brother.
If y'all can get up that September 23rd, right?
September the 23rd, Saturday, man.
That's on a Saturday. It's one of them nature walks and them things y'all don't want to miss. The pawpaw adventure. Every year we go on this, and we get such a nice turnout of people, quality of people, and people really overstanding the woods and nature and different things like that.
Nice,
and it's a great thing, man. That's September 23rd. That's the pawpaw adventure. It's brought to you by Ancient Mystics. If you want to get in, if you want to be on this, DM us.
Yeah, man,
get up with us immediately so we can do it, because we only take so many with us. You know what I'm saying? I think we'll never go over 20 people or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We like to go down there and have a good time. It's an all-day trip. It's one that you don't miss. We go 2 miles down into the creek. The Creek is Salt Creek is so beautiful. You might see some salmon jumping out the
You
water.
understand?
You're gonna see it all. So bring your cameras, bring your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bring it some water and some nuts and fruit.
Yeah, man.
And let's go down there and look for the pawpaw fruit.
Straight
Now,
up.
if y'all don't know what the pawpaw fruit is, the pawpaw fruit is, I like to call it the cousin of soursop.
Real talk.
Everybody eats the soursop.
Yeah.
And they enjoy this, the soursop leaves for the tea that has the anti-cancerous properties and all the other good minerals and nutrients in it. The pawpaw has the same thing. Now this was the people over in this region. This was their fruit, like the soursop.
Straight up.
That battled the things. Like I said, Jah give you everything. Jah give you everything in your own neighborhood, in your own surroundings. The herbs that are in your surroundings are the ones for you.
Straight up, man.
The air you breathe, the water you drink. You see what I'm saying? The nature you walk on. Those herbs around you, like them red clovers and that yellow dock and burdock fruit that you see everywhere. You know, that mullein and all those herbs. Those are our herbs for where we live.
Real talk, brother.
You know, even the elderberries, man. So many elderberry trees down here. It's elderberry city.
Never knew what they were, man.
I better be quiet for people come down here and invade and take them.
You got to have a few people in the spot, man.
You know, we on a race for time with the elderberry. Between the poachers and the birds,
watch out. You understand? Serious now.
It's a great adventure, but we got some great things coming up for the month of September and the month of October. Don't forget Green Party Social, October 14th. That's going to be one to miss. Bad reggae roots and culture sound system outside. Great ITAL food to eat. For all my vegan people, you're going to love this one. I've got some holistic vendors, some massage therapists, a couple of workshops, and a trip through the garden, a wild nature walk to find wild plants. And it's going to be real good. It's going to be a lot of Mystic Gardens down here in Gary, Indiana.
You paint a hell of a picture, brother.
Yeah, this Lightwalkers, y'all. Brought to you by Ancient Mystics, all natural products. We also known as Take Notes Productions. So that means I'm going to start off before we ever start anything. This platforms that we streaming across, they kind of, so we can't give you everything. We can't say everything. Patreon is set up soon. So you can go to our Patreon and you can check us out on there. And we can get down on there. And we're going to be giving you some new type of Lightwalkers. We'll call it Lightwalkers 5.0. That's the new show coming. And that's going to be broadcast maybe on a Sunday night. It's going to be different. And we're gonna go deep cover. We're gonna have special guests for that. We'll have some spooky people too. Spooky. You know, Cassidy D like to keep it spooky. I like to keep us spooky. Just like this green screen got us looking spooky. I like to keep us spooky.
In and out, man. In and out the light, brother.
So look for that Lightwalkers 5.0 coming. Look for the great projects. I got some projects in the works. Chris got some projects in the works. You know, some bumps and some other stuff coming. And it's on.
You ain't lying. It's been a hell of a summer.
Yeah.
Leading into a fall time.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
We had a good time too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Been a different type of summer.
Different type, brother.
Very different type of summer than what we usually had. I think. No, I went over to the garden, and I think we kind of like the garden kind of missed us because we used to be over there every day, but it's been so busy.
Yeah,
you can't be over there every day.
You make a lot of sense because that first couple of years, man.
The pandemic, we was on the garden every day.
Hey, that thing was lots of color, man.
Oh,
this year's got color, man, but like you said, it's something missing.
Not like it was. We're gonna bring it up next year, though. Because we developing and we evolving at the same time.
Lots of things.
And we need people.
Yeah.
We need people. We need some good people, some good stable people.
Yeah, good quality, man.
Good quality people. Come learn these herbal sciences. Come learn some product development.
Yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur over 30 years, and I make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't sell weed. I sell weeds. So y'all come and check us out. You know, make sure you DM us if you want to be part of us. You know what I'm saying? I think we got some fall things coming up and some classes and some online stuff I'm going to be messing with. We're going to be announcing that later on in September as the month move on. But we know we got the 23rd Pawpaw Adventure.
Yep.
And we got October 14th Green Party Social.
That's right.
So those are two things you do not want to miss.
Lock it in your calendars, man.
All right, Lightwalkers tonight. We're gonna hit them with first, Chris.
Yeah, you know we got to hit them upside the head.
We gotta go to the the big ball. You gotta go to the big ball and get life.
Yes, we do, man. As you know, every Wednesday, man, we always like to monitor the wonderful sun, man. Go by many different names, but my goodness, man, she's been very active in this solar cycle 25 that we're experiencing or that we have entered,
Solar
man. You know what I
cycle
mean?
25.
Solar cycle
In
25,
the
brethren.
age of the
In the
mask.
age of the mask. It's something heavy, man. But we in solar
Yeah.
cycle 25 right now, and look at the man, starting to get back to them active regions like we've seen over the past couple of weeks and such, man. We had a slow week last week, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're starting to see some more active regions coming from the backside of the sun, which is going to give us a lot of activity here in the upper atmospheres, or the ionosphere here on Earth. So we always want to look out for northern lights, maybe stretching down to our regions. If you're up in the Michigan area or in New York, well, I guess in New York, in some places, man, maybe by the mountains, man, where you ain't around so much light, where you can see these northern lights. If you look up to like the northeasterly direction, it'll be about your 12 or 1 o'clock position when you're facing north direction. So keep your eye out over the next couple of weeks as the sun starts to fire up again. But over the past maybe 5 or 6 days, we had a big M-class flare that discharged from the sun, and therefore we had a lot of activity here on work. Here on Earth, once again, I started experiencing issues with my connection and such. Meaning that these solar flares were interacting with the satellites, man, and
Yeah, I had a few glitches and glimmers too.
yeah, most definitely. It happens because we're connected, man. This artificial intelligence, man. You know what I mean? It's got us connected to it, man. And when we're connected, to the solar as humans, and then we got this other piece of technology that we connected to, it really rattles us up. We spoke about last week what they call the Schumann resonance, man, which is Earth's frequency. And that vibrates at roughly 7.83 hertz, and that's the natural frequency of the brain as well. We think of the brain, in different ways, like theta and delta and alpha waves and such. So when we look at the brain vibrating at that particular wavelength and the Earth vibrating like that too, it puts us in synchronicity with each other. It's almost like we're not living on Earth, but we're living within Earth, in a cavity or a crevice of the planet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
nature.
Most
Look
definitely.
like a flower in the ground.
Yeah, so check this. Over the past, 50 years or whatnot, the Schumann resonance has become really active, and there's been all sorts of spikes, meaning that Earth's frequency or its hertz are spiking up and down. And now, instead of sitting at that natural frequency of 7.83, it's sitting of the upper echelons of like 8.5 hertz and 13 hertz, which is way off frequency, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it takes us out of tune with the Earth because we're no longer vibrating at that 7.83 hertz together,
Right.
Which could tend to bring about a lot of consciousness, but also a lot of chaos and destruction and
because
such,
it goes
man.
two ways, as above, so below.
Overstood?
It goes two ways.
Yeah, man. So it's something serious, man, and we have to be mindful of that. Especially how we have these interactions with these artificial intelligences on a daily basis. These things really throw us out of whack, and if we're constantly being programmed to this particular hertz, it's the same way as the music. We tend to dismiss the conspiracy theory that the frequency of the music was changed up from 432 to 440 or 450 hertz in later days. But this is all factual stuff, and here's a natural example of it. You know what I mean? Right in front of us, man. So if y'all ain't feeling it, this is a way for us to expose that. This is the metaphysical part of things, man. Diving a little bit deeper, going under the table, as we like to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, talk under the table.
Yeah, often, we're no longer on the surface world with our conversation. We like to dive deeper with that, man. So, like I say, man, we love to monitor the sun every week from the LASCO C2 and C3 satellites. So y'all make sure you stay in tune every Wednesday to get your sun lesson, man. We always like to touch on little new subjects and topics when it comes to the sun every week, and it's really a grand lesson for everybody to deal with, man. So, yeah, man, y'all stay in tune. So here's another view right here. This is just measuring, the intensity, or it's giving us a direction of like the solar winds and such. So you see how the Earth is spinning, and you see the big bands, kind of looks like a hurricane stretching off. Those are just the natural solar winds that are emitting from the sun on a regular. And then if we watch again here, once it comes back to about the middle point, you'll see a discharge from the sun, and that's one of those coronal mass ejections. And if you look at these little dots down here, if y'all can see it, look a little bit close, you see how Earth is out here at the farthest reach. It's the green planet right here, and that's measured up here on the right side. From the icon that says Earth, and you see the spike in frequency when that solar flare was let out, that CME, and when it contacted Earth. Now the other two planets in front are just Mercury and Venus. Stereo A being Mercury and stereo B being Venus. So you see the activity that's happening on those planets, and they're a lot closer to the sun than we are. So just an interesting way for us to view these things, through once again our topic of discussion today, artificial intelligence. You know what I mean?
Artificial intelligence.
This is what's giving us a glimpse into all of this, man. Something serious, man. So definitely a very interesting piece of work, man. When we come to look at the sun and how it's affecting us from many different angles and perspectives. So it's a deep piece of work, man. So nonetheless, man, let's take a look at a new map here. We always like to look at our carbon dioxide measurements on a particular map, but this one right here is just a time lapse from 12 o'clock last night to where it is now. It's like a 24-hour time lapse. So this from a particular satellite hovering above Earth, maybe so many miles above it. And we can see all the activity going on around the world. As you see, the United States is right there about center screen. And you see, as we go into nighttime, man, we get the lights coming in there, which is pretty cool. But we see all the hurricanes going on out there. A lot of discombobulation happening out there. We see a new hurricane right about the 5 o'clock position. Y'all see that little swarm down there. It's just now turning into a category 2, going into a category 3 once it starts to make its way to like Jamaica and such, and Cuba. They like to strengthen a lot because they're coming into the warm water. So everybody in Florida or the East Coast, man, watch out. And down in the islands too. Yeah, that's the one that just left us, man. I forgot her name, man, but she just came through like the Tampa Clearwater area. Yeah, she's up there. But look at this land hurricane next to it, man. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Spinning right over the Midwest. That's all these storms that we just experienced. I don't know if it woke you up this morning, but about 5 o'clock, man. Good rain, good thunder, man. It was nice, man. Yeah, absolutely. So got some strong storms coming through there, man. And really active time out here in the oceans, man, as the weather starts to change up. We really want to be on the lookout for a lot of these storms and how they're going to increase in intensity because of these warmer waters that are happening to occur around the world. The ocean temperatures are slowly rising. You know what I mean? Yeah. And as they rise, things intensify. Weather systems all over the world, they intensify, and we start to be affected in different ways, man. So that's why we always got to be prepared, man. You know what I mean?
I'm digging this satellite time lapse.
Straight up, man. It's interesting, man. I love how it shows us daylight, and then when the sun comes past, man, it turns to nighttime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just follow it, man, and see how it goes right into it. But we got a lot of different interactive maps on here, and in weeks to come, man, we'll jump around to different maps and look at different perspectives from the Earth here. But it's really cool to see this, man. I really like to travel around the world with this next time instead of just staying here right in the States. But nonetheless, we always like to cover right where we at. So another nice map right there, man, for y'all to enjoy. Let me see, man. I don't want to go too deep and bust them upside the head, man. So I'm gonna save just this one for the last one, and then future weeks, man, we'll jump into deeper lessons. But as you know, we like to monitor the wildfire smoke right now because there's a lot of wildfires blazing up.
Yeah, man.
We still see that heavy concentration right over the Midwest and East Coast once again, man. We steady sitting in this for like weeks at a time, brother. Months at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's suffering from all kind of respiratory ailments and all kind of stuff from these wildfires.
Yeah, you ain't lying, brethren. It's wicked like so. Yeah, so it's interesting, man. Just to monitor this stuff, man, and give us a foreshadowing of what's going on into the future, for us to deal with. But we got a lot of wind coming out the west, a lot of storms blowing in. So a lot of that wildfire smoke is going to be coming down from, the upper reaches of Canada and such. And man, hopefully all this stuff pushes out with this cooler weather we're getting in, because that air coming down from Canada is what brings us this cold air and brings the temperature change. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got the 60s and such coming in. So, it's nice to monitor that and experience it and get a bird's eye view. Likewise, man. I could work all day long in something like that. You know what I mean? It's good for me.
It was a good day today. That was my kind of weather today. It felt kind of special.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man. It's a real nice piece of work, man. Yeah, so like I said, man, it's starting to ease up a little bit, but all the smoke is just concentrating down by us, man. So let's keep our eyes peeled. As we see the wildfires still burning up there heavily in Canada, and a lot of wildfires in the Arctic, man, which is very, weird, man. We usually don't see it in the up in the northern latitudes, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot colder, things like the what they call the North Pole and the South Pole, Nonetheless, man, very interesting. All right, man. We're gonna wrap it up from that lesson because that was a deep one. I think that one, whacked everybody upside the head on that one, man. And hope y'all enjoyed that lesson for the week, man. Every Wednesday, y'all make sure you tune in and check out the past episodes, man. We've done many lessons, in past weeks, so make sure y'all tune into those as well. A lot of good knowledge, and we take notes production, so make sure you bring that pen and pad and take all the notes you can and further the research, man. Further it.
Yeah, do the knowledge.
Straight up, brother.
Do the knowledge.
Always, my brother.
Do the knowledge. Knowledge. A lot of people don't do the knowledge. And they
Straight
fall
up.
into foolish traps. And then this go to all my young scholars out there. Look, man, you don't just read a piece of the book. Discover the whole book. Read it twice. Look up things that you don't know. Look into how the book references to other things. And look and make common sense out of it. This is the way you practice the correct knowledge, right reasoning, right understanding. That's the way you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just making up nothing. You see what I'm saying? We're in the world of make-believe and AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
That puts so much information out there that it makes it so hard for people to discern, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And people do not know how to decipher the fact from fiction no longer. Mm-hmm. When we used to have books, man, everything was, set in stone now, as they say, set in stone.
And you know what? When books were around, you had concentration. Because to sit there and read a book, you had to use concentration.
Yeah, quiet the mind.
You had to be quiet. You have to be focused into it. You have to endeavor into the spell, the words. That spelling, the spell. You see, now everything is just so quick. Everything is moving at rapid speed and 5G. And attention spans are short. Nobody's concentrating. Nobody's really thinking. And doing that, we lost the art of creativity too at the same time. We've lost that.
They say instant message, man. It's like instant programming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just sending a frequency to your brain, man. Your brain's...
And that's why when we be talking about AI, y'all, we had a conversation last week about AI. Now, AI just don't mean machines, technology, and robots. AI is artificial intelligence. What we being programmed with. The intelligence that we being programmed with. Things that we absorbing in our brains, in our third eye, and that we using as our social life. And it's artificial. I was looking at, I was on the web, and I saw this thing about Trinidad, about the island of Trinidad. And what was so interesting about it was Trinidad got a gang war going on. Just like here in America.
You said a gang war, brother?
Now, gang war, and they drilling. They drilling in dance hall music. They drilling. And they had the nerve to call one of the gangs the Rasta Party, the Rasta.
Get out of here, brother.
I almost choked when I heard that.
Rasta
City or
Rasta City.
Rasta City. And they said they're into Rastafari, and all I saw was some guns and gold teeth and gold and
you understand?
And tomfoolery that you see right here in America. And I almost choked when I heard that.
What an oxymoron, brother.
Yeah. And here's the other part of it that's whack too. They fighting another gang, the Muslims. Now the Rastas added with the Muslims in Trinidad. Now, the guys that they were showing wasn't Rasta to me. They was gangbangers. They was rude boys, as they would call them.
Yeah, exactly, brother.
There wasn't no Rastafari there. There was they hailed as Imperial Majesty. I didn't see that. They didn't show that. Nobody had on no colors or nothing. They had on American-made clothes. They looked like the rappers. And rap stands for recording artists pretending.
And that's just what they look
like the rappers. Wow. This was dance hall music. And they drilling in it.
Wow.
I'm talking about killing, man. They got guns and
pure slackness, brother.
This is the artificial intelligence I'm talking about. The mass programming that we are suffering under.
Man, oh man.
And this gang culture is artificially inseminated in us through music and television and movies and print, some print magazines, because images burn into the soul too. And it is it's infused into us and it's happening all over the world. I saw it back a long time ago when the movie Colors came out. Colors, colors. The words sound, the lyrics were deep, and the images and the sound of the frequency was all mixed together, and that was the program.
Wow.
And they took gangbanging all over the world with this. In South
When was this?
Africa,
Like 89?
89, 90, in South Africa, they had the Crips and the Bloods, man. The gangster
Oh, man.
disciples and the Black
You
Peace
always
Stones.
trip me out when you say that, bro.
Yeah.
You said Black Peace Stones?
And the Black Peace Stones on the streets of Johannesburg, South Africa. They're doing the reign of Nelson Mandela when he got out.
Wow, man.
And this was programmed. Colors was done in about 72 different languages all over the world. See, we look at the movies, the hood movies and stuff, and we think we're the only people watching it here. No, this is the World Wide Web. And if you look on some of the program networks, that's all the type of movies they carry. BET got a whole bunch of them. And all of them about selling narcotics, shooting up the block. I don't know what. I watched one movie, man. They had about $50,000 and they was in a $15 house. The house was worth about $15, but they had $50,000 they dumped out of the bag. Don't you think you would have left by now?
Come on, brother.
Don't you think you would have created a better life by now? They still in the hood and they got $100,000, $250,000, and they still in the hood.
I don't be overstanding. I fail to overstand, brother.
And it's because it's a program to stay in the hood. Hood rich. Ghetto monopoly. Don't pass go, but you will go to jail and you ain't gonna collect no $200. Okay, collect 200 years from the feds. That's what you're gonna collect. But they giving football numbers now. This is artificial intelligence. This is AI. This is what we talking about when we say AI. You say this is what we talking about. A lot of people don't understand it. We're just talking about the robots and technology. No, we're talking about the inner programming of humankind. Now, I saw this in Trinidad with these gangs. I could not believe that. My jaw hit the ground. Because I'm part of Rastafarian movement, and I ain't never seen that. I thought Rasta was peace and love. I thought Rasta was high vibrations, high itations. Rasta dreadlock, Rasta dread, Rasta locks, Rasta calling names like 12 Tribe and Nyabinge. Rasta hail his majesty as God.
That ain't what we seen, brother.
And the nature. And this was straight up drilling. I thought I was on the south side of Chicago.
One of the cats looked like Lil Durk, man. You seen that cat?
This is artificial intelligence, y'all. This is what we're talking about when we say artificial intelligence. You know, even like the women. The women fought so hard in the genre of hip-hop, as they call it.
Yeah.
It ain't hip-hop. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this ain't no hip-hop. I wish y'all stop blaming everything on hip-hop. Hip-hop look like rap. Recording artists pretending is what you really doing. Hip-hop is a whole culture. And everywhere they practice real hip-hop at, they build communities. Because that's what it was based on, peace, unity, and love, and having fun. And sharing it with everybody else. We didn't have to do all of that. But the rap culture is a death culture, and it promotes Black death. And I watched the women in the 90s, and all the men be misogynistic. That's that word they use. Misogynistic. Yeah. Can I use that? Them people ain't gonna be throwing us off the thing by me. You saying you can't say nothing.
I think that's the safe word.
Okay, as long as it's safe. I know y'all want to hear Cassidy really get you the supernatural under the table, but I'm gonna give you as much under the table with the tablecloth with it that I can, because if I go too far on the table, it might not be on it. So you go to our Patreon. But the women call the men misogynistic. C. Dolores Tucker was running around her and Dionne Warwick, and they were saying, y'all can't call the women them names and stuff like that. And everybody, they had a freedom of speech. That was the biggest psychological trick that we ever used. that was ever used on us, actually. The freedom of speech thing. We have a freedom of speech. Russell Simmons, all them talking about, it's the poetry of the street. No, 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 no. I understand when so-called gangster rap came along, it told the poetry of the street. It told stories. That's the difference between the modern gangster now and the gangster rapper back there. It had a story to it, a full story. We were talking trash to the women. We were downgrading the women. We were using names. We were calling them the lowest forms of nature that you ever could be, the animal. And the women, they were fine. They were mad about this. But now let's turn the page. After the year 2000, the new female rapper comes, rapper, recording artist, pretending. And she is worse than the men were at spreading the cancer of an image. And people will actually say, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, they got their chance to say what they want to say, and that's expression. Come on, man. How blind can y'all be? That's artificial intelligence.
Straight up, bro.
Artificial intelligence. It's like eating dummy fructose sugar. It's already bad for you, but you got the dummy kind. This is artificial intelligence. Now the women is, it's terrible.
Back then, there was no computers, man, and phones to program the thinking like that, man.
Because
absolutely.
Listen, when you see little children now, little children don't run and play no more.
Nah.
Little children sit and hold little devices, little computers, little tablets. Their mama and them brought them all this stuff, and they play these little, I don't know what these little dumb little games is. And this is a programming. And it's a pacifier while mama and the rest of them take care of big grown folks' business and hang out. You put baby in the corner and stick that little tablet in their face.
Up, man.
And they in AI. Because what they being programmed with is AI.
The virgin mind, man. Anything could be programmed into that.
So I know my beard gray, but am I just too old-fashioned? Or can y'all really see this? My Lightwalkers, can y'all see this?
Yeah, man, come on now. Got to see something, man.
Can y'all see this, my Lightwalkers?
Are we looking into the light or blinded by the light, man? What y'all think?
Come on, because we got to know. Because this is a program. And older women say, well, you know, women independence. And they got this narrative that goes around about gold digging narrative. And this is promoted. It's demonic because it's anti-human, it's anti-man, it's anti-woman, it's man versus woman. And it's a program. It ain't based on no kind of love. You'll never hear nobody come on and tell you how to love nobody, how to care for nobody. You'll never hear nobody come in and tell you the right things to say.
That music don't tell you that. Neither does the R&B or the soul music.
Maybe
a slim few, but that's it, man.
No, neither does the podcast.
Neither does the podcast, brother.
They don't give real information. Most podcasts are based on gossip. What 50 Cent did, he threw the mic and hit somebody. So what?
And that's 1 million views. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's artificial intelligence. Think about it. The most outlandish thing that you do, the most craziest thing that you show, me and you, we might pick up a few people, but let us get the fighting in here.
Oh, man.
We're going viral.
It's going world star the next day.
World star, past world star. It's viral. We be on the reels.
Worldwide, you know what I mean?
Somebody made a TikTok before we could TikTok it. It is every platform. It'll be talked about on talk shows tomorrow. They kill me with that. They talking about what they call it when they take it and view something. They call it reactions.
Oh man!
And they make money off of this, reacting to stuff.
That's easy 10, 20,000 views, man.
But look what they reacting to. It's artificial news. Okay. The girl got hit with the brick. Now everybody is the brick talk.
Ain't nobody on the spot or in the field, man.
Ain't nobody look at what's going on behind the scenes.
Not at all, bro.
Ain't nobody look at the food shortage that's coming. Ain't nobody looking at that. They screaming about another pandemic.
Ain't
nobody looking at none of this stuff. Everybody's going along with a narrative
Yeah.
and an algorithm. And yet the word they use, algorithm.
Yeah.
Now
That's
you
exactly
knew
what that
some of the
is.
stuff they say. What cap mean that you ain't lying.
Yeah. No cap.
No cap. No cap mean take your hat off.
You
But
ain't
no
lying.
cap in this day. This is artificial programming.
Yeah.
In true school hip hop, we created the styles. The style, like I said, was born out of us. Gucci and all of that. They wasn't making no clothes for no hip hop. They made clothes for rich people. We couldn't wear it. We couldn't even get in Macy's. You went down to Macy's, you went to jail. They followed you around the store. If you look like you want to take something, you went to jail. Marshall Fields, any of them high-end stores like that, true. So we created our own stuff with it. Thanks to Dapper Dan and other brothers and sisters. But now, in AI, artificial intelligence, you being programmed to wear these things.
Oh yeah, brother. And some of these things cost thousands of dollars, man. Most people can't pay the rent because they buying the clothes
They
like so,
buying the
man.
clothes.
Know what I mean? I be baffled sometimes, man.
But they got me when I saw LeBron James in that pink dress with that pocketbook.
Now, was that real or AI?
That's AI. That was real, but it was AI. It means artificial
Because I see one with
programming
Snoop Dogg in
in
it
your
too, man.
intelligence.
Hey, you ain't lying, brother.
That's artificial programming in your intelligence.
True.
AI, artificial intelligence. Ain't it?
Yeah, that was creepy, man.
Tell me what you think.
Spooky,
I'm going to
man.
be quiet for a minute.
That had me spooked, man, because like I said, we see that, and then we seen the one with Snoop Dogg, and the one with Snoop Dogg. I don't know, is that real? That make me wonder if it's real, brother.
I don't know, man.
You know, that's the type of stuff you don't, like I said, man. We don't know how to discern fact from fiction, and that's the danger behind this AI, or artificial intelligence, because now, you know, technology has its own way of thinking and creating a narrative for people, or even having the narrative programmed into it so it could be projected or programmed into us. You know, so it's almost a medium or a chain of command. And was that? Yeah, that was Snoop. that was creepy, though.
Yeah. You don't know what it is no more.
Yeah, man.
You don't even know if some of the rappers recording artists pretending.
Straight
You don't
up.
even know what they are. If they AI.
Real talk,
And when
man.
we talk about AI, we talk about artificial intelligent robots. We talk
Yeah.
about cyborgs.
That's what I'm saying, man. When the robots look so realistic, man, that we can no longer
Cyborg
decipher
technology,
human from
man.
that.
Listen, man.
Hey, brethren.
That
Watch out.
movie, The Terminator, that ain't off. That's a future plan from a story that a woman wrote, a sister,
Really?
coming out of her vision, and it's coming true. They are creating humans that look like humans, but they AI. And they having weddings and they marrying. You know, they got the relationship so bad in your artificial intelligence in your head that you might well get you a robot and she do everything you want her to do.
Straight
She
up.
be the freak, cook the meal, all that.
It makes things so, it simplifies things so that we no longer have to put in the effort to think nor do.
Nor
You
do.
know what I mean?
Social distancing.
Watch out. A big
Social
step up in
distancing
that.
distance you from people.
Yeah, man.
It puts you into 5G, the 5D world. The digital 5D, 5G world. Virtuality. I was watching these people play one of them virtual games.
Yeah.
And the lady was all on the ground, hollering and screaming and kicking like whatever. She was losing. Everybody else was hollering and shooting. She had fell all on the ground, was grabbing her legs and running. And like whatever was on her, them zombies, it was for real. This was how much this was in her head. They had to grab her and take the glasses off of her.
Was there another movie that kind of foreshadowed this? Was it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Ah, that was a good one.
Is that similar to what we talking, or that's different?
That's more cloning. That's more like a set of cloning because they was cloning people that was stealing the bodies and entering the bodies. The deities were entering the bodies that came from the terrestrial world or whatever they came from.
All right, so that's not the artificial intelligence. Gotcha.
The Terminator give you more of the battle against the machines.
True.
You see? The machines. RoboCop, the movie RoboCop showed you Murphy when after they had killed Murphy, messed him up. You see, Murphy came back and he was RoboCop, but he was still Murphy. He was having hallucinogenical human thoughts. They had programmed like a robot, but he went back to seeing his wife and children and more the lady police that was his partner talked to him, the more he became human again. But he was AI.
Oh, wow, man.
And this is happening right now to people. They made those silly movie cloning Tyrone. That was kind of deep, but it was silly to me. But if you look at the concept was deep. Especially when the party said, well, these people are being created to keep you in this state of mind, to keep you in the ghetto, to keep things the way they are, so that we can keep control. That means gangbanging ain't gonna never stop. They're gonna keep it on the level of hot sauce, where it sting your mouth, sting your palate, sting your brain. Every time you turn on the news, some killing, and you just can't do nothing for it. All you do is stay in the house. Guard yourself. Then they blame it on, they say the gun laws. Gun laws, guns. Them little boys ain't getting none of them guns from no gun stores unless they breaking in and taking them. Somebody's selling them guns. Somebody giving them guns. But our AI, our artificial intelligence, got us thinking that they buying it from that. So we need stiffer gun laws.
Straight up, man.
Stiffer gun laws disarm the innocent American people that's trying to defend themselves. Now you can't even have a gun. But Shorty got the biggest gun with 52 bullets in it, a barrel clip, extended switches, and all kind of stuff on it. But you can't have one in your house. Because of the gun laws.
Hell of an artificial program, man.
You see the artificial intelligence? We sitting up watching, black people sitting up watching them tell you that they can't teach black history in schools. Right in front of your face, blatantly. And they diversifying and no. We should be on fire because of that. Because if they wipe us out of our heritage and our ancestry, then we really are going to be programmed into artificial intelligence.
Real talk. Look
at the community. Like I said, artificial intelligence don't mean just no robots and technology and cyborgs. This is talking about the artificial intelligence of humankind, how we're being programmed. Mass electrowaves of violence. That's what I'm going to call it. Mass electrowaves of violence.
You always got a new word for us, brother. Every week, man. We got a new word in the vocab.
We better make up some, too. This is why Lightwalkers. Mass electrowaves of violence. Now, how we get out the matrix? How do we unprogram from it? Because these are things that we should be having think tanks, the black scholars. I'm talking to y'all. Stop debating on what color Jesus was and if Muhammad walked across the sand. Now we need to be thinking about how we get our minds up out of this AI. Everybody don't get saved. Everybody don't get saved now. But if you're a light walker, you walk towards the light and you look for a solution to your problem. You look how to blind that out of your thing by the bright light that you carry called your mind. Because the mind is greater than any computer. So how do we rescue that? Lightwalkers, talk to me.
No, we got somebody chiming in saying that in order to combat this, in order, to deprogram, we need to create institutions. And I'm always curious about that answer because, how far can creating our institutions really go before, we start to get trodden on by government and, other entities like so. If we start teaching the reality of what it is,
well, that's a chance.
There's going to be a fine line we're going to try. Absolutely.
That's the revolution.
Straight up.
See, we can't be afraid to go out. In our communities, we die because all the time, not for a cause, because. So starting institutions It's great. Started in the backyard, started in the basement, started in the shoebox,
Right.
started in the barber shop. Teach. Teach. Don't just let it go by and be scared of the government. Don't be just go by and be scared of the dark forces. We Lightwalkers. We here to fight. So yeah, that's a great idea.
I was thinking kind of more centralized with that thought. And I don't know why I was even thinking like that, because creating institutions is, like you said, starts in the backyard. It doesn't have to be no federally funded schooling or something like that, man. You know, it all starts there, man. And teaching those ones, man, allows it to be preserved. This is how ancient culture worked, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I created ancient mystics to be an institution, not to be Lord Cassius D's business. I am part of the business. All of y'all are part of the business. It is not my business. It is our business. It is a school of scientific thought, of mind, body, and spirit. It just not teaches herbal science. It teaches emotional wellness too, because I have to practice it and learn more about myself than I learn through my students by not wearing it on my sleeve. It's a thing about right judgment, right reasoning, right knowledge, and right understanding. And if we practice this and we keep ourselves in the earth with the plant life and we live amongst nature, it soothes the heart. Hasn't it worked for you, sir?
Man, it take a lot of anger out of my life. I mean, compared to where I was 4 years ago and such, man, you know, I've seen a big 180 in my life and who I am as an individual, man. It's allowed for self-discovery because it was a deep programming in a sense. You know, getting out of the matrix, man. You know what I mean? Stepping back to nature, that groundation.
I hear when I go out into the world sometimes, you know, I'm always at the castle. I'm always at the temple. I'm in the garage, the basement, the studio, the garden. I can't go too far. When I do go, I escape. Or I have to fool too. I don't be playing with it. But when I'm here, when I go out into the world, I hear people with all of these, oh, it sounds so bad.
Yeah, brother.
Every time I stop, hey man, what's that? Man, it's effed up out here, man. Man, this happened to me. Oh man, I don't even want to come outside. I be saying to myself, I could have stayed home. I got so much other stuff I could have been doing.
You understand?
I went to the festival, to the African festival. They didn't suck the life out of that.
Really?
That's kind of lifeless. They don't have no.
Really, man?
Yeah, don't have no. It's AI, artificial intelligence. That is, the culture is gone. It's commercial. It's based on vending. It's not based on teaching no concepts of Africa. It's called the African Fest. You can't go there and learn about nan country, nan trade, nan product that you can develop or export, import from there. They don't teach no science. They don't even have nobody come and show you this is Ethiopia. This is the mountains right here. And you can go there. We're going to have a tour. There's nothing about Africa there. It's commercial. It's about vendors. Give me your money. Most of the vendors there are some great people.
True.
Great people.
But where's the teachings, man?
They're not there.
They ain't there.
Because
Where's the
artificial
culture?
intelligence. The best thing I saw at the African Fest was the other night when Dead Prayers was there.
For real?
And that's the best thing I saw in a long time.
Wow. Both of them cat and
I'm
one stick
surprised they
there.
didn't. Stick and Matulu was there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't pull the plug on them.
Really?
Yeah.
It was the best actor, yeah?
Oh man, they got busy. I'm surprised they didn't pull the plug on them.
Wow, man.
Because the rest of it was artificial.
Yeah, everything else was live, man.
And they want a bunch of money to get in. It's not even a festival no more. It's a concert. See, that what the people they look at. You're paying $30 to get in. It's not the festival no more. It's you paying a concert.
That's right.
You see? And when you get in, you're so disappointed because you didn't learn nothing. You brought a few trinkets and they can't even tell you what half the statues and masks mean there at all. It's good luck. And you take that shit home and you need Ghostbusters to get that shit out your house, man.
That's what I'm talking, brother.
Come on, man. So this is artificial intelligence. This is the artificial programming. Talk to me, Lightwalkers. What y'all think? What else? We got some more comments now. We'll read a couple of them. Hey, Bree. I see that, Bree.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey, Bree.
Yeah, man. She was talking about what we was talking about a little bit earlier when we referred to setting up institutions and such, man. She said we have to have a social service system that seems uh, that that frees those trapped in the matrix. Policing is a charter. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, my brother. We have to have a social service system that frees those trapped in the matrix. Policing is
Policing is what?
is a charter that we can get our own.
Okay.
It's a communal that. If you can elaborate that a little more, man, because maybe we couldn't interpret that too right. But she's
Yeah.
all,
Yo, peace to Zulu King Isaac Q.
yeah, man, respect. I thought I seen his name up
National
there. Yeah,
DJ Finesse. And all my Zulu Nation brothers and sisters out
yeah,
there.
man.
Peace to the gods and goddesses, our keys and Malikas, kings and queens. Peace to y'all. It's Lord Cassius D. Yeah, Bray, I agree with you. We do have to create institutions, and we're going to have to guard our institutions.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I
You
think
see,
that's part of
we're going to have
the
to
key.
infiltrate their system. I'm going to walk back in time for a minute. When I was 18, 19 years old, that's a long time ago there. We had the police, and the community police was killing people there.
True.
They were doing a job on us there.
Yeah, most definitely.
But there was a thing about it. There were more black policemen that we knew. They knew us. They knew my parents. They knew people down the street. They lived in the community. So they kept a lot of it off of us. Now, you ventured off into certain things and drug games. You dealt with some whatever it is.
It's on your own
CPD style.
True.
But community policing was done by people that looked like us and knew us. We knew them. They lived down the street. That policeman lived up the block around the corner on Central Park somewhere. My father and them knew him. The man across the street knew him. He was at the community meeting. And there wasn't no caps yet.
I remember a time like that in the late 90s, man, before everything started taking a turn where everything was communal, man. Everything was close knitted, man.
Yeah.
With no foolery. You had to mess with none of that. Worry about none of that stuff.
Okay. We have to take those memories. And you a young cat.
True.
You're not turning to 3-0.
Sure enough.
So if you remember that, it ain't that far.
It ain't that far, brethren.
We have to take those memories and alchemize them to turn them to manifestate them into solids, into an actual working program. How we can infuse the old with the new to get the true and figure out this formula that we can begin to pass down to young people. It got to be slicker than a can of oil, but enough to make their mind boil. Y'all don't steal my bars.
That's real talk.
But that's what it's got to be. Because they under AI, artificial intelligence. One time I said, man, we got to go down here and manipulate the people. A friend of mine got me, why you talking about manipulation? I don't want to use that word. I said, they've been manipulated already. I got them re-manipulate them into what I need them to do. They already got them doing something else.
And it ain't
why
right.
I can't use that word? Artificial intelligence, they already programmed. We programmed with some artificial intelligent words. Here's one: humble. Humble means to be less than yourself. But we'll tell somebody you got to be humble. That means to be less of yourself.
Then what do you call it then?
I ain't finna be less of myself. I ain't finna call it nothing. Be proud. If you don't like who I am, you just don't like who I am. If my personality stands out like the bright morning star, the burning sun, then that's what it is. Don't tell me to dumb down. That becomes artificial intelligence. I'm open for AI if I dumb down. If I step down the step, you're going to hit me with something. But if I keep walking up the steps, you got to walk up with me to catch me into the light. We had artificial intelligence going on for a while in our thinking. Go to school and get a good job. Ain't that what everybody taught?
True.
Nobody says go to school and get a career. Nobody says go to school and create something, create a business, invent something. They say get a good job. The narrative of a job. Job can come and go. Job lasts 3 seconds. All right, you're fired. AI intelligence. They scream in the neighborhood. We need jobs. No, we don't need no damn jobs. We need opportunities. Why don't nobody ever say that? This is an AI job. It's artificial intelligence. You still begging. You still relying on the slave labor. You still relying on this technique of that kind of labor. You want your children. He got to be a construction worker. They don't want to do that no more. Young people don't want that no more. You see, they don't want that no more. Young people got a new type of thing. They're in technology. You want them to go out there and be a construction worker. You want them to go around there and stand and beg for jobs. Nobody ever tells them to create anything. And if somebody do try to, the artificial intelligence is so heavy on us, when we do try to break out and create something, we laughed at and ridiculed and told it won't work and you need to do something else and that ain't gonna make no money. Working at the mill make all the money. Yeah, but you ever seen people that retired, they broke up. And a lot of them never lived to get a chance to spend none of the money. And most of them still live check to check, making that what you call that good money. Because the bigger the money, the more bullshit are the bills. The minute you get a raise, you go get a new car, and it costs you with the raise plus. Artificial intelligence. The word intelligent, intel, their mind, what you put inside your head, what you call your beliefs, meaning you really don't know. True? Am I saying right? I be quiet, and I know I'm kind of a troublemaker, but I mean to be that. Talk to me, Lightwalkers. What y'all think about the AI situation of human thinking? The AI situation of human thinking. Because this is where we at right now. This is where our future is headed to. In this present time, this is where the future is headed to. Artificial thinking. Most of us, we got the young people programming to the most devious and perverted things. We've all fallen into an all-time sexual perversion. Everything is programmed from the cartoons all the way up to create lifestyles. This is artificial intelligence. It's not who you are. You ain't making up nothing no more. Something is making stuff up for you so you can follow the algorithm. You can be a human soul following a spiritual algorithm on their electronic frequencies. Is that safe to say?
Mm-hmm.
Holler at me if I ain't. Because this is artificial intelligence. This is where we're headed, y'all. And what anybody saying now? And any people in there talking.
It's talking about when your kids are home for school, man. That's a really important time, man. You have to be able to what they're being taught in school is totally different than what's being taught that than what should be taught in the household, man. You know what I mean? People lack a lot of basic skills because of that, man.
People want to sacrifice some
or
of
in
their
the neighborhood
time.
or the community. Like I said, growing up in that last time of the '90s, man.
We got to reboot our children, man. You got to give some time. You got to look at the movies with them and say that ain't real. You got to explain to them things that they ask you that you try to avoid so that they don't fall in that rabbit hole, that trap. Because that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Artificial intelligence. When I saw that gang thing in Trinidad, I said, wow. When they call it the Rasta City, and I know every Rasta that done seen that shook his head and said,
That's wicked, man.
wow. Wow. Look at the program. Where do you think we're going to be at in the next 10 years with this? If this continue to happen in this type of cycle. This is sad. You can't even think about it, can you? Make you want to get up and get your showcase and run off the planet, don't it? Sound deep. Yeah. Yeah, y'all, we got to fix ourselves by educating ourselves. That's why we take through productions, take some notes. Each one teach one, spread something. Spread something. Create that idea that you were talking about with institutions. Try it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't let nobody tell you it won't work. Until you try it, you don't know. And we always get this little thing of my little thing. No, it is a big thing. Stop saying your little store. No, you're a big store. Because if you keep thinking that artificial thought of my little thing, then that's how it's going to be. Your little thing. But if you want to expand and grow, it has to be your big store. You have to stick your chest out. Be proud of what you're doing. Put more into it by your pride. Us as a race have lost pride. We don't have pride as a race, so we don't look at ourselves in a higher form, a supreme form. And we have to look at ourselves like that in order to correct the problem first in our household, to the neighbors next door, to the community outside, to the neighborhood, to the street, to the nation. Because other than that, we programmed in artificial thinking. All the stuff that we eat contributes to this. The poisons that we take in our bodies. It gives you an artificial mind state. Time to wake up. And if you can get yourself up, self-consciousness, self-medicated on spirituality and super consciousness, you can begin to wake up people around you and find out the techniques on how to wake them up. Find out the manipulative point on how to get them to do what you need them to do so they can see it for themselves. Is that fair? Is that fair? How much time we got left there? Where we at?
We got like 8 minutes or so.
We got about 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Lightwalkers, y'all hear these words, you see this podcast, share this with somebody. Put this in somebody else's stream. Put this in somebody else's network. Share our podcast so that we can get this information out. As you see, we bring it for real. You know, we don't come on here just to talk foolishness and a big horror story that makes you run, jump off the planet that you can't get off of. We give you this information so that you can see the light. And you can teach others how to walk and get ready to walk in the light. So when they walk in the light, their hand be in the back of them to grab the next one to pull them up the stairs to the light. This is why we the Lightwalkers community. Give us all your feedback. Share it with people. Become a light walker. You know, also look for us, our events coming up, because we throw some real powerful things. And this one coming up with the Paw on September 23rd is a powerful medicine event. And it's a reflective and a meditative event that we're going down and do some spiritual things like look for the Paw fruit. And don't forget about the Green Party Social October 14th at our Mystic Gardens. If you have never been to our garden, you need to come see what we do and why we call ancient mystics. So let's walk in the light and let's get ourselves out of artificial thinking so we won't be artificially programmed. This Lord Cassius D. My man Chris Lyon.
Peace.
You there? This is Lightwalkers. We will see y'all later. Peace.